What's going on YouTube? Stocks by the numbers. Welcome back. I wanted to do a very quick update video for a company that was pretty popular that I know you guys are interested in, and of course they just reported earnings. So I wanted to look into it. Name of the company in question, Enovix Corporation, ticker symbol ENVX, listed here on the NASDAQ. Stock right now closed $10.54, down 2 points on the day, a little over 15.5%. Let's see what's going on. So first of all, top news article here, we got EF Hutton adjust price target 221 from 18, maintains buy rating. Okay, that's pretty impressive, especially since the company just missed earnings. So we come back over here and you can see the company beat on the EPS side and the estimates of only $40,000. The company comes in and misses by almost 50%. Not here to trash the company, right? Because we said last time when we first looked at it that this could end up being a very nice long-term winner. However, you just got to pick your points, right? Pick your spots. So the company recently, and we're going to back up here, we're looking at a one-year chart, and as you see again from basically when the ball dropped, this was the channel that we drew out last time. This is the circle that I put here, and of course I drew this massive support level, resistance level here. It looks like at about around $11. That was the same blue line we looked at before. And you can see that it was riding the top of this channel and it was bouncing off of this trend line. And I mentioned that we could have a potential breakout there into like the teens, and that's exactly what happened. The stock jumped up, looks like to about 15.5. And then pulled back, bounced around the fibs, and it found itself back right in the center of this channel. And I did say that you would really see more of a longer term, full year picture of where this stock could go based on these earnings coming out. Now, I know a lot of people are going to get upset with me because I'm bashing the company on earnings, and if you come back here, all I'm trying to say is that these numbers are inconsistent and sporadic, okay? That's all I'm saying. All right, don't shoot the messenger. But the company occasionally has these really, really bright spots. That's why you can't count them out. And to bring it down to the low nines and then just have it bounce back into that 10, that is actually a very, very good sign. And more importantly, you can see where it closed here, 1054. I know it's down a couple of cents right now post-market. However, you can see where it closed is basically right at that bottom trend line of that channel that we drew, right? So the next couple of trading days are really going to determine, how low the stock can go, right? Because now if it bounces off this level and kind of like stays in this little triangle, you may see a little rise back up to the low 11s. And, it may like begin to ride this low bottom trend line here. However, tomorrow, if this pulls back to like 10 even, it's like, yeah, now it's kind of like trending downward after a pop. The company just missed on revenue. And, now it's going to start sliding a little bit. And I know if you're a holder, that's really not what you want to hear. However, again, if you like the company at $10 and $15, you should love it at $7 and $8. And again, I know things like this suck in the short term, but if you have the liquidity, it's really awesome in the long term. So if we do see this stock begin to slip and it pulls back into like the low 9s and then the 8s, if you have the liquidity, awesome, add to the position. If you're a long-term holder and you have a cost basis of like 11, let's say, and now like you're down when you were up and you're upset you should have taken profits, and now someone like me is saying that the stock may slide another few dollars, like this really sucks. Yeah, it happens. It happens. And I understand if you sit there and say, yeah, it really sucks. I get it. However, again, this is why I always tell people, even if you don't have, liquidity and you can't lower your cost basis, just remember, you bought the stock for a reason, right? Just keep that in mind. You bought the stock for a reason. So if you truly believe that, this is going to be like a brand name company in the space and, quarters like this with like several million coming in, like if you believe like one day, soon in the next year or so, like this is going to be the norm and the company's just going to start bringing in millions of dollars and they're going to like justify their $1.6 billion valuation, then hey, just hold on for the ride. That's all it comes down to. That's all I could say. Just hold on for the ride. You will never buy a stock at the lowest of lows, and even if you wanted to sell it up here at the jump, chances are probably would have sold it right here around this fib if you watched it of roughly 14, 16 change, and then you would have saw the son of a bitch keep rally keep rallying to 1548, and you would have been upset anyway. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, however dark the cloud, there's always a silver lining. That's what I always say. So if you bought the stock at 11 and you're pissed that it may go down a few dollars, listen, don't beat yourself up. You know, no one's ever going to get the perfect price. And if you turn around, you know, years from now and the stock's at like 45, you know, you're not going to remember this day of when you were stressed out. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So don't beat yourself up. Don't sweat the small stuff. But again, backing out, we're basically looking at a lifetime chart here, and this was the first trend line here that I drew. And as you see, the stock has broken that trend line, however, closed right at that bottom channel. So again, the next couple of days will really determine where the stock goes. I hope for all you holders out there, you know, it does bounce and it just like, you know, maintains like this low double-digit value. I really do hope for your sake. But again, if you're someone with liquidity and you're looking to add to the position, if it breaks back down sub 10 and drops into like the 8s, hey, you know, that's just a better buying opportunity, and you have to take what the market gives you. However, again, I don't want to scare anyone, but even with the chunks of revenue coming in, right, 1 million and then 8,000 and then 5 million, nothing, right? So the company's brought in like a couple of $1 million for the year of 2022. And right now the market cap's 1.66 billion. So this is why I say I understand you guys are buying into these, you know, younger companies, these up and coming tech companies. I get it. But when this company went public, it was way too overvalued. And then I feel like they immediately pumped these young companies up just to completely crash them back down. Look at this, $7. And then they bounce it around. And the problem is now you guys may be getting, you know, too emotional and too stressed out with the volatility. And at the end of the day, you know, being that it's such a new company too, we really don't know where the lows are, right? It's like even if you want to bring it up there, right, off of this, you can technically say that this thing could pull back. Look at this, you know, this is sub $6. It's about a 50% decrease, right? Holy shit, can that really happen? Let me tell you something. It can happen. It can happen. And, you know, again, in my opinion, I keep talking about the markets, the NASDAQ, the Dow, just having all the indices today, just having massive up days here. The Dow gaining over 500 points, again, climbing back up to that 34K mark, which in my eyes really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. We should be several thousand points below where the Dow is right now. Even the NASDAQ, in my opinion, should be down at like 10.5, maybe 11. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Just because I think that way doesn't mean it's going to come to fruition. However, to split the stock 50% in value, I know a lot of people may hate me for saying this, but if you bring the stock down to $5, you're still going to be looking at a market cap of north of $800 million for a company that brought in $6 million last year. So, you know, should it really crash down to 5? In my opinion, probably not. Could it? Yes. And the only reason why I bring that up, remember, again, when I talk about these overvalued companies, supposedly, quote unquote, right? The only reason why I bring that up, and I bring up the height of the markets, is because if I was an active trader right now, knowing what I just saw, seeing what I'm seeing, in my opinion, I would wait for this to break this trend line, and then if the markets begin to turn red, a company like this that is quote-unquote severely overvalued is going to accelerate a sell-off even faster than the stocks to the left and the right of it. So that's why I'm saying, like, to see this like flash crash and pull back to like $6 could very well happen. It really could very well happen. I just don't want to scare you, but I just want to talk about the potential of that situation. It is, well, the probability, I should say. There is a very good chance here. The company, as we see here, it closed at that upward channel. On the bottom trend line of the upward channel. However, again, the 50-day moving average here on the daily of 1134 was broken and was not reclaimed at all. We had the MACD severely rising and climbing off of this this pop here back a couple of weeks ago in the beginning of April, and has since been selling off here, and now obviously has turned downward here with a down day like today RSI sitting at about 37. It might not be done yet, folks. They might bring it down to 27 on the daily, which is why I'm saying you may see sub $10 in the next few days. The mid-Bollinger Band here on the weekly, 1038, so I guess that for right now is a good sign that the stock closed at 1054 and got back above that mid-Bollinger Band. However, the high on the week, 1328, we can see the 50-day moving average on the weekly, 13, and now we are severely below that mark. So, again, we can see here the bottom Bollinger Band, 638, and it is possible. It is possible. RSI pulling back, sitting here at 46.5, could go much, much lower. The MACD curled and is now turning downward, so if this crosses again, that will accelerate, and that will bring it down to 6s or the 5s. Yeah, random ad. Doesn't really look too promising at the current moment here. Switching over to the support levels, we can see, good news, the support level of 1045 was bounced off of and closed above, which is a good sign technically. Switching over to the weekly, and the next support level is showing us $3.74. Probably not going to go that low, but again, if someone's asked me, oh, Enovix right now 1054, can they go to 854? Yes. Or on the flip side, oh, I own Enovix, it dropped to 1054. Should it go back to 1254? Technically, no. But again, that's just my opinion. And, the markets sometimes are unpredictable. Who knows? Someone could step in and, buy a chunk of shares and the stock could rally back up to $15. Even though technically it shouldn't, it could. But just wanted to do a quick update video here on Enovix. I wanted to look at these trend lines that we drew and look at the couple of breaks that it had. However, again, we do have that pivot point that it bounced off of on the daily. We do have the mid-Bollinger Band on the weekly that it closed above. And again, it looks like it closed right here at this trend line. So the next couple of days are going to be very telling for Enovix. But again, whether it goes up or down in the short term, I know most people who watch these videos and are interested in Enovix are more than likely long-term holders. So, regardless of any headaches or stress that, we may have to put up with here in the short term, I really do hope in the long term that this one works out well for everybody. I really do. I wish you guys well. But I'm going to end it there because I'm talking too much. So once again, this is Stocks by the Numbers. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Do me a favor, like the video, thumbs up, helps out the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Always appreciate seeing the community grow. I have the personal Discord in the description. You guys want to come in, you want to BS a little bit, you want to talk about stocks, you want to talk about the weather. I don't care. I'm always here. We got a couple of people in the Discord now, getting a little community going. And look, moving forward, like I always say, I understand that markets are rocky and they're volatile and they're uncertain. So I want to wish everyone success. I hope everyone makes a couple of dollars. Stay sharp, stay disciplined, stay focused, stay positive. But hey, thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you guys in the next one.